Hello and welcome to my presentation about budgeting and revisions for ethical and sustainable school improvement. My name is Janisha King and I'm here to present my findings for the class. The purpose of the meeting is to discuss budget revisions for ethical and sustainable school improvement. So the school that I decided to do this over was a school that's located in Florida in this county for public schools, and it was called Abraham Lincoln Middle School. Their mission pretty much is to make sure that all students have a level of excellence. Um, they do have a diverse community, and they pretty much just learn through challenging, compassionate, and caring relationships. Um, they want it to be rigorous and promote success in a safe and learning environment. They want to also develop social and emotional growth. The vision, in conjunction with their current district, the vision for Lincoln Middle School is to create a dynamic learning community. It empowers middle school students to become lifelong learners, critical thinkers, compassionate individuals prepared for success and diverse and evolved learning. The overall budget goal when creating this, I used their plan that they use for campus improvement, and their four things that they really wanted to focus on was making sure they targeted the subgroup category, which was the least performing through their state assessment, have an intact intervention plan to help support the subgroup categories, as well as refine student performance, i.e., they had really good scores for eighth grade math, and they realized it was because of one of the teachers. The way she taught the content was really good, and develop a positive culture and environment. For example, they noticed that the African American subpopulation had the highest rate of suspension, so their goal was to decrease the number of suspension by 10%. In order to do that, they wanted to focus on developing social emotional learning and promoting an environment where they learn how to cope, or the students learn how to cope with their emotions, make good decisions through emotional intelligence. So when targeting the subgroup category, there were some different things that were put in place that they would like to use in order to be successful. One of them being student content area for math and reading. And they noticed that African American students with disabilities and some Latinos had the ESL speaking students struggled really bad in reading and social studies in the state content. So with that, they provided an intervention plan by adapting a program that would help target reading skills as well as foundational math skills to develop that. They also wanted to make sure to reinforce performance of making sure they bring in more teachers and more professional development companies to develop the teachers to refine and reinforce areas that needs to be reinforced and refined. They also to target positive culture environment, they decided on bringing in a social emotional learning counselor, one that can help with walking students through emotions, developing skills, and SEL being a big part embedded in the day. That way, teachers and students both can learn how to navigate their emotions in a successful way. So the financial impact, so the goal was to see how much money would we lose if we cut the budget by 10%. So I went and found the sheet that was allotted to us, and I found that 10% of the budget that was given, we went from having over $400,000 in our Title One budget. If we take 10% of that out, we'll lose $42,323. So with that loss, we pretty much didn't have no choice but to cut one of the biggest positions that was needed, and I decided to cut the student and family intervention resource teacher. So this teacher will be used to support and with counseling and give other teachers' ideas on how to develop social emotional learning, as well as guide students and teachers through social emotional programs or whatever that will be adapted within a year. So then that leaves room with the leftover of $18,136. So their mission and vision alignment, because they wanted to make sure that the students are successful, that they grow through middle school, that they develop emotionally, they develop academically. We still align with the budget cuts by reinforcing student performance. Because with the Title I funding, we also added one math and one reading teacher to help with support. The subs group category is still going to be targeted for intervention in Tier 3 instruction. We will also continue to provide intervention plan, but what happens is it does not specifically have a positive culture and environment supplement or foundation to support that. So what we would have to do is train the teachers on yet another program to be put in place to, I guess, cover the missing resource teacher that we have for this specific thing. So our justification, the goal is content. We can adapt online curriculum to help with student SEL development. And it also could be paid for by using the $18,000 that is left over. But in order to do that, we have to make sure that we keep our technology and data systems. I am a huge advocate on technology, especially when using it for communicating with parents, communicating with our stakeholders, our community. It helps us to keep with the current trends that's going on in education. It also gives us immediate feedback. We can immediately see students missing, student scores, detentions and suspensions. And also technology is a big way of making sure we are engaged at all times. And so strategies to improve student outcomes. Again, we're still going to continue to work on instructional strategies. We're going to develop teachers, data reflection, instruction. And in order to do that, we have to manage our change in risk by making sure that we do communicate with our stakeholders. We have regular updates and transparency, and we offer support as needed.